Subhash Ji, Ravi Gupta Ji, Meghna Ji, faculty, staff, and most importantly, students. I must say that this industry is certainly not new to me, because when my wife and I were going steady between 1974 and 78, we watched a lot of his wonderful movies. And they were suited for those youngsters. They were sometimes somewhat unrealistic, but still it brought a lot of joy to us. Therefore, I must say that much before Subhash Ji learned about me, my wife and I knew a lot about him. So I am indeed honored. I am excited to be here today with all of you. Well, I think the MBA program in Media and Communication is perhaps one of the most important courses in anywhere in the world, for a very simple reason, and that is leadership is all about exhorting followers through communicating great ideas, through making them feel a little bit taller than they are, through making them feel that they can indeed do what is plausibly impossible. And for that, communication is extremely important. In fact, most successful leaders, as you people know, have been great communicators, whether it was Mahatma Gandhi, whether it was Winston Churchill, whether it was John F. Kennedy, whether it was Nelson Mandela, whether it was Martin Luther King Jr. It doesn't matter who it is. Every successful leader knew how to communicate. And part of that was the help provided by the experts in communication. Therefore, I would say that every one of you has a very, very important role in creating India of the 2020, 2030, 2040. So I congratulate every one of you on having decided to do this course, because there's a lot of great future for every one of you. Some of you will become entrepreneurs. And for those people, I would say that you need a few important attributes for you to be a successful entrepreneur. One, your idea must be unique, and it must deliver a unique value proposition better than any existing ideas today in the market. That's very important. Second, you must be able to communicate the power of your idea in a simple sentence, not a complex sentence, not a compound sentence. No ifs, no buts, no nevertheless. Second, you need a team which has complementary strengths. You need people who understand finance, you need people who understand technology, you need people who understand sales, you need people who understand human resources, etc. Fourth, I would say that your idea must be accepted by the market. In other words, it doesn't matter how smart your idea you think is. It is a good idea to somehow do some inexpensive test marketing. Talk to some people or do some test marketing with strangers, so that you can then say that your idea is much more likely to succeed than otherwise. Fifth, I would say that entrepreneurship is all about deferred gratification, which is hard work, sacrifice, daring, dreaming today in the hope that tomorrow will bring a great fortune, a great fame. So therefore, it requires a very good value system. It requires a lot of courage. It requires a lot of sacrifice. It requires creating a lot of trust in your team. So therefore, remember that value system is extremely important. Now, for every one of you who is going to be either an entrepreneur or who will be a manager, a leader perhaps in a big corporation, I would say one thing. Before you take any decision, just ask the question, will this decision of mine enhance respect for me and respect for my company? That is the seminal question that you have to ask before you do whatever you want to do, before you take any decision. Because the most important attributes of success of a human being is respect. Mahatma Gandhi was not the prime minister. He had no position in government. But when he died, presidents and prime ministers came from all over the world, simply because of the respect that he had earned. And let me close this because we're already late by a couple of minutes. Let me remember that success is the ability to bring smile onto the face of people when you enter a room. They smile not because you are rich, not because you are powerful, not because you are intelligent, not because you are beautiful. No. They smile for a very important and simple reason, and that is they know that you have their best interest in their mind, and they know that you care for them. They know that whatever they do, that will make you better. So therefore, every one of you will be a great success as long as you keep that in mind, that whatever I do, I want the people around me to become better. Let me stop here. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Every one of you have been very patient. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Firstly, a very, very warm welcome and gratitude to the dignitaries on stage, Mr. N.R.Narayana Murthy, Anandji Shah, and all the industry people who are here in the audience today.
I'm very honored. Today, Vishnuwood is very much honored to have a great legend who has been our inspiration, my inspiration, to set up this institute with a vision and a mission, and that is Mr. N.R.Narayana Murthy. Sir, you have honored us being here and sharing your thoughts in such a short time. What you said today, the present student in the morning, was incredible, invaluable. And we are very blessed and lucky that a legend like you with us to inspire students, teachers, visionary people, business people. Thank you very much for being with us.
Mr. N.R.Narayana Murthy really needs no introduction. How do you introduce a living legend? He has been rated as among the 25 living legends of India. He has been rated as among the top 10 entrepreneurs of our times by The Economist, by Fortune magazine. So I think the only way I can really introduce him is to go back a little and put it in the words of his wife or then girlfriend Sudha. Sudha Murthy and Narayan Murthy met in Pune and they were dating in the early 70s. And it was during one such occasion that Mr. Narayan Murthy proposed to her. And this is what he said. He said, Sudha, I'm never going to be rich. I'm never going to be rich. I can never buy you any of the riches. You are beautiful, you are smart, you are intelligent. You can get any man you want, but will you marry me? And Sudha knew this was coming. And her response was to ask her father, for as a traditional lady, she wouldn't do this without her father's consent. So a date was set. And on that date, and at that time, Mr. Murthy did not turn up in time. And when he turned up late in a red shirt, he totally shocked the to-be father-in-law, who asked him a question, and he asked, what are you going to be? And his response was, I want to be a politician. Mr. Murthy was a left-wing worker, so the thought that he would be a Communist Party leader and that he wanted to start an orphanage. So the father-in-law thought, this man can't look after himself. How is he going to start an orphanage? And he said no. But Mr. Murthy, given his persuasion and given his commitment, and Sudha Murthy saw the honesty of the man, saw the integrity of the man, and over a period of time, she said yes, and the father-in-law said yes, and they got married. And then, after marriage, he left his job and borrowed 10,000 rupees from Sudha to start his company, co-found a company called Infosys. For he had no money. And the rest, as they say, is history. We know what he did with Infosys. I don't need to say that. But as I mentioned earlier this day, Infosys today is more valuable than twice the film industry of the entire country. It's half as valuable as the entire entertainment sector that includes the print media, the television, broadcast, radio, films, music, and the new media. And while he made this company so valuable, what was even more important was he brought in value into the company. He set certain value standards that were absent in the Indian industries. And we, sir, are proud of that. Those are the values that we need to learn. For it, he proved to us that you can run things honorably, with values, without compromises, and yet make it successful. So congratulations, sir, for what you did. And those values went to the extent that he then turned a philanthropist. He is on the boards of a whole lot of foundations, both in philanthropy and in education. He's on the boards of Wharton, of Stanford. He has donated $5 million to the Harvard Sanskrit Library. He has the orphanages that he mentioned. Sudha Murthy runs over 25 such orphanages and a lot of philanthropy that is actually being done. He is a Padma Vibhushan. He has received Légion d'Honneur award from the French government and umpteen number of awards from across the globe, doctorates and so on. But his significant contribution is also in the media, in the education space, which is why he's also here. He headed the Planning Commission's committee called the N.R.Narayana Murthy Committee. And when you actually read that report of the N.R.Narayana Murthy Committee, it is an amazing report because it shows us how we can build our future. He made a very right statement the other day at the Indian Institute of Science where he said that in the last 60 years, India has not come up with any great idea that has changed the world. And if we are to do that, we need to invest in research, we need to invest in education today. And the report actually had all of that as to how education can be built up, how good technical institutions, how good institutes of value can be built up, how good universities can be built up which are world class. And world class was for him the standard. I mean, he set it himself, he led through his leadership was through example, and therefore it's a report that is really worth reading. Unfortunately, I really don't know what is the state of affairs of that report, but I might tell you, sir, that we at Whistling Woods had already done a lot of what was mentioned in that report in terms of trying to build a global brand, trying to build education through quality curriculum, ensuring employability. We worked with the government, as you had mentioned in that report. Unfortunately, the government pulled the carpet under our feet. We are still trying to recover from that, as Meghna mentioned. Last year when we stood here, we didn't know whether we would have the next convocation or not. But we were confident, our faculty was confident, our students were confident, and we knew we would do it because we had that passion that our founder and our visionary had laid for us. Sir, we would like to know from you as to how we could take this institute to the global heights the way you have done with institutions that you have supported, founded, or managed. We are all indeed proud of what you have done for the nation because you proved to the world that India too can set up global, international, multinationals with an Indian brand. It's a brand that we are all proud of. We are very proud of you, sir. It's an honor for all of us at Whistling Woods that you are here this evening. Thank you.
First of all, I must thank Mr. Subhash Ghai and his daughter, Meghna Ghai Puri, for their kindness in inviting me to be part of this wonderful occasion. I am truly honored. I don't think the youngsters here will understand the excitement I have here to be in the presence of Zeenat ji. At least for those of us from the 70s, she was clearly the most glamorous star ever to be born. Congratulations to Anandji and Hemaji, through, of course, Isha, the wonderful budding actress, for the award that you people have received. You people deserve this honor for your immense contribution to the Indian cinema industry. Dear students, congratulations on completing this important step in your ascent to greater glory and prosperity. There are very few educational institutions, I'm told there are only 3, of them, 2 are not really doing as well as this. Therefore, you're probably the most preeminent educational institution in this industry. Therefore, I first of all compliment you on having secured admission to this wonderful institution, and secondly, on completing your course. I also compliment you on your aspiration, daring, hard work, sacrifice, and commitment. I hope to see in you people a Deepika Padukone, the wonderful girl from Bangalore, a Zeenat ji, Hema ji, a Isha ji, a Shabana, a Jaya, an Amitabh, a Shahrukh, a Ranbir, a Subhash Ghai, an Anandji, S. Chopra, my good friend, late S. Chopra. I must say that he was the only friend I had from the film industry, and whenever I had a chance to spend time with him, I would go and spend time with him. He was very, very kind. Of course, you could be a Javed Akhtar, you could be a Karan Johar, you could be a Shekhar Kapoor, or you could be my good friend Rakesh Om Prakash Mehra a few years from now. Why do I respect this industry? There are many reasons. First of all, it is the only sector of our economy which is purely meritocratic. No amount of influence, no patronage, no religion, no caste, no money can get an actor or a director or a technician succeed in the long term without talent, hard work, discipline, and commitment in this industry. I would say that apart from perhaps sports, I don't think there is any other sector of our economy which is as meritocratic as this industry. Therefore, this industry is truly a role model for me. And that was one of the reasons why I used to meet S. Chopra ji and listen to him, because to succeed in this industry means you truly have talent. This industry requires dreaming, high aspiration, hard work, sacrifice, determination, discipline, and courage. We're also, and I'm also a great admirer of this industry for several other reasons. If there's one reason why every Indian, whether he's a South Indian or an East Indian, of course North India people do speak Hindi, or a Western Indian, the only reason why everybody has a desire to learn Hindi is not so much because of a diktat from Delhi, but because everybody wants to listen to these wonderful songs, Hindi songs, and to watch these Hindi films. In fact, I must say that even my mother, who is no more, did learn Hindi because she realized the joy she could get from watching Dilip Kumar in Ganga Jamuna, or watching Raj Kapoor, or one of those people those days. Now, because of this hard work, because of this daring, because of this dreaming, because of this discipline and courage, that's why I'm a great admirer of the two Bangalore girls, Deepika Padukone and Anushka Sharma, who have both demonstrated this amply. As I said before, I am also a great admirer of my late friend S. Chopra, my good friend Amitabh Bachchan, and Mr. Dilip Kumar for the same reasons. You have therefore a set of wonderful role models to emulate.
There are, of course, wonderful technicians, there are wonderful directors, wonderful producers. Here is one on the stage. So therefore, I don't think you lack role models in this industry. Now, what do I want from you people who are graduating? First of all, I want every one of you, that's the actors, the directors, the singers, the music directors, the cameramen, and every other professional, for that matter, to aim at the global scene and say you want to succeed in Hollywood. If it is possible for an Umar Sharif to succeed in Hollywood, why can't you? If Richard Attenborough could make a wonderful film on Gandhi, why can't you make such a film on a John Kennedy or a Martin Luther King Jr.? Why can't you be a Steven Spielberg? You can if you aim high and work hard. Because I want every one of you to believe in the adage, a plausible impossibility is better than a convincing possibility. But above all, that's interesting. Above all, remember to be a good Indian first. Do not violate any law. Be kind to the less fortunate ones. Be humble like Amitabh Bachchan. Be secular and respect every other religion while respecting your own. Folks, there is the only way that this country can move forward and make progress is if every Indian, irrespective of what religion or caste or region that he or she belongs to, is enthused to work for the betterment of India. Therefore, secularism is extremely important. I don't need to tell you people, because you people in this industry is perhaps the first industry in India which has practiced secularism like no other sector of the economy. You should be grateful to your teachers, your parents, and other well-wishers who are giving you support to become famous and prosperous. When you become rich, famous, and powerful, like Zeenat ji and others, don't forget that it is this institute that has put you on the pedestal. Therefore, please donate a part of your earnings so that in the future, this wonderful institute can become stronger and therefore provide opportunity for more youngsters like you. It is also very important for you to remember how this institute, the teachers here, the administrators, the president, the technicians, the canteen people, everybody has carried you on their shoulders. And therefore, please do not forget that, because at the end of the day, gratitude is the first attribute of a civilized person. Unless you show gratitude, you simply will not be a civilized person. Finally, remember that success is about bringing smile onto the faces of people when you enter a room. For that to happen, you do not have to be rich, you do not have to be powerful, you do not have to be beautiful. You just have to care for people and help them. You just have to make them realize that you care for them. Have fun and be joyful, because it is only a happy mind that can create wonders. I expect every one of you to make this industry a globally competitive, a truly world-class industry. And I want to see the day when films produced by students from this institute are looked up to, like those of Steven Spielberg or other wonderful directors from Hollywood, wonderful actors from Hollywood, wonderful technicians from Hollywood. Because unless you benchmark yourself with the global best standards, you will not be doing justice to yourself, you'll not be doing justice to the teachers here, you'll not be doing justice to your parents. My best wishes to every one of you in this wonderful journey. Thank you very much.